today we're going to be reacting to what if Godzilla had no plot armor. Nothing would change. I'm that good. But let's go.
A lot of you who watched this probably wondered, what if Kong decided not to save Godzilla?
Okay. Listen. If Kong didn't save me, if Kong didn't exist, I wouldn't be tired and I would destroy Mechagodzilla. I was just tired.
We will go over a total of 5 instances where the G-Man was saved by the supernatural phenomenon known as plot armor.
Alright, no.
Explore what the consequences would have been had Godzilla perished at the hands of these titans. If this is your first time here, or if you keep coming back because you love these videos, then please take a split second to subscribe and hit that like button.
Exactly, guys. Subscribe.
Fill your feed with epic kaiju carnage. Coming
Subscribe
up,
to the king, guys.
Godzilla without plot armor. Number 1, Godzilla versus Muto.
How? I literally beat him.
In our plot armorless set of stories, we will travel back in time to 2014. During this point in the MonsterVerse timeline, the world witnessed monsters of titanic proportions battle it out.
There was no plot armor in this movie.
In San Francisco, California. It is here, however, where the G-Man pulled up to not just 1, but 2 Mutos who came together to bring about the next generation of Muto species. So here's where the infamous plot armor comes into play. Godzilla engages in combat with the female.
I need to react to Godzilla 2014.
His superior weight, pushing her back until she finally succumbs and was at the mercy of Godzilla. But as the G-Man winds up a decisive strike, the male comes in and allows them both to seize the opportunity and team up against.
Yes, he was 2v1. What do you mean plot armor?
In this clip, Godzilla seemed overwhelmed by the Muto pair, getting continuously stabbed while he's pinned against the ground. But meanwhile, the extraction team that Halo jumped a few moments earlier recovered the warhead that was feeding the Muto nest. But Lieutenant Brody here saw the opportunity to light up the Muto nest, killing all their offspring. It just so happened that
Legend,
this took place
he saved me.
when the Mutos were overwhelming Godzilla, distracting the pair from working as one to finish off the G-Man. This, in turn, allowed him to fight these Mutos individually for some time, which resulted in a win for Godzilla.
How's
Later
that
on,
plot
we see
armor?
that
Come on,
Godzilla
man.
saved Ford Brody's life before getting killed by the female Muto. Of course, unintentionally, but the point remains.
I saved him without knowing it.
The result would have potentially been a dead or at least a critically injured Godzilla. These Mutos are equipped with sharp weapons that, if used correctly, could pierce deep into Godzilla's
The thing is that if
flesh.
I fought
A
Mutos now,
prolonged
like
duration of repetitive
2022
stabs
Godzilla against
could left
Mutos,
Godzilla
I would
bleeding to death.
destroy them.
And the worst part, these two successfully breeding and causing a worldwide Muto invasion. Up next, Godzilla will need a different type of help against the most powerful Muto of all time.
Muto Prime.
Number 2, Godzilla versus Muto Prime. After the events of 2014, Godzilla would combat the most powerful Muto specimen.
I want them to make a movie
Muto
about
Prime,
that. Come on, why didn't they
also
make it,
known
man?
as Titanus Jinshin Mushi. This colossal animal emerged from the depths to feed on radioactive sources such as warships and submarines which housed nuclear warheads. Godzilla, knowing that this type of titan was a blood-sworn enemy of his own kind, engages in a long pursuit after the Muto Prime. After several small skirmishes between the two titans, these monsters faced off for the last time in the Beartooth Mountains in Montana. One thing
I
to
would
note
destroy
is that
Muto
while
Prime.
the Muto Prime was evading Godzilla, she was getting stronger day by day thanks to all the radiation sources she was consuming during this pursuit. At last, the time came when Muto was strong enough to hold her ground against Godzilla. During this fierce fight, the Muto Prime unleashes its signature sonic roar, a roar so powerful that it is specifically tuned to shatter Godzilla's dorsal plates.
Ooh.
Before the Muto could go in and inflict further injuries to the G-Man, Emma Russell, with the help of others, hooked up an Orca prototype and emitted sounds that distract the Muto for enough time to help Godzilla get up, take a breather, and recover from this massive
I mean, I
wound.
do get help
In a
from
few
others, but
moments,
that's
Godzilla
not
left
plot
the
armor,
Muto
man.
and critically injured it with its atomic pulse. But what if Dr. Emma Russell didn't amplify this sonic frequency to distract the Muto Prime? Well, we kind of already have an idea of how these giant Mutos deal with defeated Godzillas. A long time ago, another Titanus Gojira specimen, dubbed as Dagon, was defeated by another Muto Prime.
Ooh.
But instead of killing it, it implanted these two spores in its flank, which would later give birth to the two Mutos discussed previously. So back to our present-day Muto.
I would love them to make a movie about that. Make a movie about my bloodline. I miss them.
Brand new Muto eggs, which would have fed on Godzilla until he died. Had the Muto Prime succeeded here, she would have fixed the error of this Muto pair at failing to give birth to the next generation of Mutos and terraforming the planet. But thankfully, this was never the case, thanks to the good old plot armor. Up
Okay,
next,
alright, man. Wait, Goji Sender, I
Godzilla
thought we were
will need
friends.
A lot more than just one dose of plot armor against a much bigger Titan. Number 3, G-Man versus Ghidorah. Moving forward in time, we find ourselves in 2019 when
I mean,
Godzilla faced
Mothra
off
did save me.
against
I'll admit that.
Ghidorah.
Mothra did save me on this
story
one,
is
so...
a bit interesting because we see that Godzilla was not initially handicapped by another Titan, but by humans. Yes, during their second confrontation, humanity launched a prototype weapon known as the Oxygen Destroyer, which weakened Godzilla so much that he had to drag his way back to his lair and recover, potentially for a very long time. Meanwhile, his rival remained unscathed and went on to unleash worldwide calamity unlike the world had ever seen. After humans realized that they had almost killed their best shot against Ghidorah, they decided to fix things with another bomb. This wouldn't be
Humans, am I right?
Some may argue that this instance wasn't so much plot armor, but the next one is. In the Battle of Boston, we bore witness as Ghidorah carried Godzilla and dropped him from many thousands of feet in the air, weakening him for enough time for Ghidorah to inflict a decisive blow. But here's how that was stopped. While the Russells witnessed this fall, they quickly huddled up to repair a damaged Orca in an attempt to amplify a frequency that would distract Ghidorah from finishing off Godzilla. Similar to the previous case with Muto Prime,
Yo, she saved me
except Dr.
twice.
Emma Russell
I gotta
once
respect her
again
for
used
that.
This type of device to save the G-Man perished this time. In this story, two humans gave up their lives to save the G-Man.
You see, guys? They respect me.
Not to mention Mothra. But what if these guys didn't reactivate the Orca? In the official novelization, it explicitly mentions how this orange glow Godzilla was emitting would grow fainter every time Ghidorah bit into the G-Man while it was healing its own wounds, suggesting that at some point Ghidorah would have killed the G-Man right here had this Orca not been activated to distract Ghidorah. So yes, it turns out that humanity came in clutch once again to save Godzilla in this instance.
You know what? I respect them for that. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. I mean, like, I understand some of them, but I cannot be beaten. I'm the king of monsters. Anyways, it's been your boy Godzilla, guys. Peace.